Following recent clashes among rival cult groups in Ishagamu, the Ogun State Governor, Dapo Abiodun, has vowed to clamp down on suspected cultists in the state. The governor has directed security operatives to fish out cultists and deal ruthlessly with those disturbing the peace of the town. According to the governor, the loss of lives and property caused by the cult clash were avoidable. The governor urged residents of the state to cooperate with security agencies by providing useful and adequate information to nab these perpetrators. The Ogun State government has also announced a restriction of movement from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. and urged residents of the town to abide by the restriction until normalcy is restored. Well, joining us in the studio is Senior Special Assistant on Public Communication to Ogun State Governor, Odufowokan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
It's a pleasure.
Again. Right. Now, help us understand what really is going on in Ogun State with regards to this cult clash, because this is not the first time the clash is happening this year. There has been clash, according to reports earlier, I think sometime in July or so, and there were so many issues that happened as a result. And then there's also the controversy surrounding the number of persons that were killed in this case. But talk to us, what really is going on?
Thank you. What we have on ground now, what we can say is happening, is there were court clashes in Ishagamu, a part of Ogun State, from sometimes last week, Thursday, Friday, over the weekend. And let me put it on record that these issues of court clashes in Ishagamu predates this administration. It has been a perennial problem that governments, past and present in Ogun State, have been battling with. But I want to say it clearly, that no governor or no administration has actually tackled the issue of cultism in that state as much as this current one. And I will give you, yes. Okay. And that's why we must be able to separate fallacies from truths when things like this happen. It is not correct to say there are court clashes in Ogun State. No. In Ishagamu, we have an issue with an immediate cause.
Ishagamu not part of this state?
But people paint a picture of as if all over Ogun State you have court clashes currently. No. In Ishagamu, there were court clashes. And the police, because we must leave the police to do their job, even in this, they came, investigated, and said the remote cause of this current crisis has to do with sharing of some proceeds in a land deal. Yeah. You begin to wonder, what is the relationship between cultists and landowners and land sellers? That's to tell you that the community has roles to play in nipping this crisis in the bud. And that's what the governor is saying. Governor Dapo Abiodun has gone all out since taking over in 2019 to address the issue of cultism. That was the time he went to this same Ishagamu and said, look, if you are involved in cultism and other violences, especially cultism, we'll arrest you, not only arrest you, but also we may pull down the house where we find you perpetrating that. That is one of those things he's done in the past. And he has also gone all out to bring in the security operatives on more than one occasion. That, look, let us sit down and find lasting solutions to this issue of cultism. But where the community appears not to be ready.
Is that the situation?
Because if the community is ready, like a police spokesman said, that in Ishagamu, the people living there know these cultists. So if the governor will not know them one-on-one, the police commissioner may not know them one-on-one, but residents knows where these things happen. They know the hot spots. They know the gray areas across town. So it is a willingness of stakeholders to say, look, we are tired of this. Let's go after the... And we have seen examples in other communities that were red spots in the past, as well, and peace is reigning there. Because the people in those areas said, look, enough is enough.
Right. So it is easier to say that we want to stem the tide when it comes to the issue of cultism and all of that. Yeah. You said it predated this administration.
Yes.
even in some other states,
Yes.
we are recording.
Yes.
For instance, is it Imo State where we
Imo State, even some parts of Anambra State.
security. But then the problem there is how easy is it for the government to stem the tide to stop cultism when during elections it's alleged that they are enlisted, they are used to to advance their own cause in terms of fighting for positions. So some of the ammunition they gave to them, they don't recall this thing back. In the first place, why did they even give it to them? So speak to that part, to that issue, where politicians use them, and then at the end of the day, they constitute problem to the society.
I think I must quickly tell you that you should have used the word alleged severally while you are making that statement.
Okay, we are both journalists. Alleged.
It's a good alleged, because what you just said cannot be established about every politician. And I can tell you that Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State do not enlist cultists during the election. You know his antecedents in politics. He came into politics from the private sector. He is not a run-on-the-mill politician. And when he came in, he's been seeking election since, at least, let's start in Ogun State from 2003. And he has been one of those politicians who we all can say has his own structure politically that is not the usual. So I can tell you, he do not enlist cultists. And maybe that is why, you see, if you find those politicians who enlist cultists, maybe it will be easier for them to talk to them. But what he has been doing is using the machineries of government and the law to say, look, let us stop these killings. Let us stop this wanton destruction and waste of life. And he has been very open about it. A man who wants to put some people to use before or after a statement will be cautious when he's talking about it. The way Governor Dapo Abiodun has been, what did he do after this? Declared the curfew, instructed the security operatives, get to the root of this. I want the kingpins. Invited the DSS, joined in the search, and results. People were arrested. Active participants in the killings were arrested with their ammunition. One or two of the ammunitions have evidences that they've just been used. A man who has dealings with these characters would not be that brazen. Governor Dapo Abiodun is brazen in his approach to end cultism in Ogun State. And he is open about it. He has spoken to traditional rulers in a manner that has made it clear to them that, look, it's either we work together to end this, or some of you may have to answer for it. He has said it openly. He has said it privately. He has addressed the issue of cultism headlong in a manner that all that is required, and with the way he is cooperating and collaborating with all forms of security operatives on this matter, what we need is a readiness of the community. And when I say, I'm from Remo, so I'm from the Ishagamu axis.
Yeah.
And that's why I can tell you this. It pains that all the gains of many years building Remoland, building Ishagamu, sometimes we lose it in a day. You see people pulling out their businesses. We see people withdrawing their investments. You see schools closing down. I mean, because of insecurity. So the damage is not just to the government. It is to us as a people. And that's why the governor this time is saying, look, we may have to bring about the death sentence. He said that recently. If you continue this way, we'll ensure that we pass a death sentence on cultism. And once you are nabbed, face the music. Would you relate that with somebody who goes behind the scene to go into dealings with people? Sometimes we need to be very clear about issues. Why we cannot say it is totally untrue that politicians make use of some people during elections, you cannot commit that fallacy of generalization by saying all politicians do. No. It's just like saying all pastors, all clerics rape. We have seen 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 clerics being accused of rape. Some have even found guilty. Some have even confessed. But will it be correct to say all clerics rape? No. Right. It would be wrong to say all politicians engage cultists. But for yourself, you can see in the way the governor has been all out. It's not just about Ishagamu. There was a time it was Ijebu. And then we have relative peace there now because this administration made it clear